ever wondered if you could start an online business and be successful while still having a job, doing it part-time, creating a side hustle? We just had a GSD student who actually literally over doubled his take-home salary from a very good six-figure job that he had by launching a side hustle as a digital marketing agency. And we interviewed him inside of our group to tell exactly step-by-step how he managed to make that happen. So if you've been wondering how to launch a successful side hustle to replace your job income and to actually free yourself from the corporate life, this training's for you. Give us a half hour and I'm going to show you exactly how he did it. Let's dive in.
When you mentioned the couple $100,000 when you joined us, like how long did it take you to get that first six figures in?
I think it was like 3 to 4 months in.
3 to 4 months from joining?
Yeah.
And business is a game. That the longer you do it, the more successful you become.
And SOPs where I've learned from the GSD group that actually help accelerate my journey to leaving my full-time job. When I joined GSD 2 years ago, pretty much I was like a one-man army doing everything from like paid ads, funnels, design, all that stuff. Being an IT guy, that was my superpower, is anything IT tech related. But I just really sucked at sales. And that's when I met Raul. I was like, all right, this guy's a sales guy. I liked how he talked and how he asked really great questions to get them to say yes. That's the reason why I joined GSD, is to get more stronger or improve my sales skills. And then from there, that's when I met Jason. I've been doing the media buying behind the scenes for him, and he kept bugging me for the past couple of years to let's just partner up, let's just tackle this thing together, split it 50-50. He does sales, I do everything behind the scenes, pretty much like what you guys are doing. So we did that, and then we just took off. We hit $100,000 in revenue in the first couple of months after joining GSD. Again, like I said, it just accelerated everything. And then fast forward, till today, I could be hitting actually triple my salary. Now I have more free time to do what I want. I like to pay for shortcuts now. I don't have time to learn or figure things out. I was like, give me a coach that could show me this right away. Okay?
We don't live long enough to make all the mistakes, so we want to enjoy our lives as much as possible. Because to me, and this is just my perspective, is that I can't get yesterday back, but make more money.
Yeah, it's I'll pay for the shortcut, and I know I'm going to make that money back pretty quickly anyways. Obviously consume all the free content that you guys are giving, all the stuff that I've consumed from you guys, it helped. And then, it's what can I do to help improve something in your skill set? So again, at sales, that's what I sucked at. So I joined you guys, I learned some sales. I started, obviously being an IT guy, I'm a nerd. I don't really like talking to people. So that was my weakness. And then when I started learning from sales from you guys, that's how I started getting paying clients, more paying clients. So again, consume the freebies, but again, if you're real serious, making real money or better money, get coaching, just pay for it, finance it, borrow the money. And again, they'll teach you what you need to know. And just know there's companies out there that'll pay $3,000, $5,000 out there, and don't be scared. Just do it.
Because there's never a good timing other than now. The action takers always are going to win, and I think everybody kind of knows that by now.
And then obviously if you want more sales, then Raul, I recommend him. The way he teaches sales, it's really different. He just likes to ask really these awesome questions to get you thinking, and then he'll lead you or that person to say yes, let's sign up, don't waste any time. He's really good at persuasion. That's the thing, right? If I could persuade someone to sell it, to click on my ad, and Raul's there to persuade someone to, get you to buy something.
Today is going to be an awesome one, and this might resonate with a lot of you guys. We're going to be taking a student journey and walking you through how we got started, how we met, and where things are going, and how business is heating up and cooking. Because the cool part about being in our space, the digital marketing space, is that we're not like loaves of bread. We don't expire. Everybody needs us. And that's what we're going to talk about on this journey. And this is one of those games, and business is a game, that the longer you do it, the more successful you become. And that's just what it takes for the journey. So we're going to show you how that all works through the story. So with that being said, let's give a big warm welcome to my main man, Alvin. This is going to be a fun one. Alvin, say what's up to the crowd and everybody out there. Hashtag live, hashtag replay, and give Alvin some love. A little hashtag Alvin, and you can even put a joke about chipmunks if you need to.
Hey, everyone.
Cool. So, Alvin, give us a little background. Introduce yourself.
So I'm a local out here in outside of Los Angeles. I was actually in the marketing space out of high school since 1998. So I was actually doing websites and SEO using Notepad. So there was no WordPress, there was no Wix, none of that stuff. Everything was just hard coded. And then I was learning web design and realized, I don't like working for clients that are like super picky. So fast forward to today, I've been doing paid ads for about 13, 14 years, Google, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, and got really good at doing lead gen for over like 70 different niches or businesses in those years. Trained a couple of people, consulted with a couple of agencies, trained them on how to do TikTok ads and YouTube ads for home services on those two ad platforms. And, we just like good at it. And in the middle of that, I've also been doing IT for a large agency for those years as a full-time job. And just recently, 2 weeks ago, I quit because I just doubled my salary, where it just made sense to finally leave and just become a full entrepreneur. And having a team and a partner and SOPs where I've learned from the GSD group that actually help accelerate my journey to leaving my full-time job. So just wanted to give big thanks to you two guys for the past 2 to 3 years. I know you guys got my back. Obviously, I'm not there every single day, on the second year, but we're still with you guys. And my team is there. Yeah.
Can we just talk about for the second, like, did you guys know out there in Facebook land that Alvin has actually already done, I think, 3 student spotlight interviews? He just can't actually be the person on them until right now, and how nice it is for us to finally get the man up here talking about the shit he's doing and the ass kicking. Did you hear what he said, guys, too? For all you guys out there wondering, hey, I got a job right now. Should I do this thing? He literally, in my opinion, took way too long to quit his job, but literally doubled his salary. And then he was like, okay, I guess now I can move on and just do this other thing full time and do it. So he's been around doing this shit for a long time. And if you've wondered, if I don't have all day to invest in this, he's been working a full-time job and got to the point where he doubled a very good salary before he actually decided to quit and do that thing. So not only is it possible, but here's Exhibit A right in front of you. And I know, Alvin, you've been doing some really cool stuff now in the data business and all that kind of stuff. Do you want to kind of talk about a little bit about how you've kind of evolved and what's kind of caused some of those evolutions recently?
Yeah, let's from the beginning really quick, Alvin. Like when you first started with us, like I remember, and I tell this story, and I hope I'm saying it right, because I'm like, this guy used to barter marketing for tacos at taco stands, and I'm like, all right, let's change the tacos to some money maybe. And it was like the lower ticket stuff, and then you kind of evolve. So like, let's go back to the beginning journey, just because I think that'll resonate with some people.
Yeah, so when I joined GSD 2 years ago, pretty much I was like a one-man army doing everything from like paid ads, funnels, design, all that stuff. Being an IT guy, that was my superpower, is anything IT tech related. But I just really sucked at sales, and that's when I met Raul. I was like, all right, this guy's a sales guy. I liked how he talked and how he like asked like really great questions to get them to say yes. That's the reason why I joined GSC, is to get more stronger or improve my sales skills. And then from there, like that's when I met Jason, and I've been doing like the media buying behind the scenes for him, and he kept bugging me for the past couple of years of, let's just partner up, let's just tackle this thing together, split it 50-50. He does sales, I do everything behind the scenes, pretty much like what you guys are doing. So we did that, and then we just took off. We hit like $100,000 in revenue like in the first couple of months after joining GSD. So making that huge step from being a one-man army to finding a really great partner, and then obviously learning how to build a team by hiring VAs and setting up SOPs from you guys again, like I said, it just accelerated everything. And then fast forward, till today, like I could be hitting pretty actually triple my salary, you
Mm.
know.
So we're past like the double, we're hitting the triple.
Yeah, there's like we're improving our lead gen to get more clients where I could see actually getting a triple my salary with that. And then from there we started, you told us like, hey, niche down, figure something out, start saying no. So we started saying no to ads management. So we got past that, we just referred things out and then we just honed in on being a data consultant. So
Yeah.
right now, our niche is actually being a data vendor. So you typically buy a list from a list broker of like home ownership data, opt-in data, and all that other stuff. But the way we're different is we're actually able to get PPC keywords from Google or Bing or Yahoo, and you could build your own custom audiences and feed that behavior or that signal into ad platforms like Facebook or back into Google, YouTube, or TikTok. And we're also on a DSP, which is a demand side platform, which is programmatic advertising. So we could actually retarget people with this data on TV ads and display ads. So we have like millions of tripwires that we could use just using behavioral data of custom PPC keywords. And we've been doing that for a couple of years. We've been testing it with a bunch of different niches, and it's working really well. And the reason why they like working with us is because we have great customer support. And
Yeah.
I'm in the trenches with the media buyers,
Right.
trying to figure things out, making it work. It's like, hey, you wouldn't know what to do with this data, but let me show you how.
Right. 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 So it
And
makes it
why.
much more effective and what it optimizes lead flow, capitalizes off the money people are already spending on ads, whether it's through acquiring the emails and all that stuff. We'll get into the details of that on this call if we have time. But I want to
Mhm.
back up for a second. When you mentioned the couple $100,000 when you joined us, like how long did it take you to get that first six figures in?
I think it was like 3 to 4 months in.
3 to 4 months from joining?
Yeah.
What were the like most important needle movers to go from where you guys were with like the taco things and the low ticket stuff to get to that 100 grand? Like what were those key components that you absorbed and implemented?
Pretty much we stopped giving away services, right? And then not only that, is we believe in omni-channel targeting.
Hmm.
So back then it was like everyone's just doing Facebook. It's like, well, there's no real competition doing YouTube ads or TikTok ads. So like 5, 6 years ago, I went into YouTube ads, started learning everything I could. It's like, okay, great. I'm able to generate leads doing HVAC, roofing, solar. Even though we're not really in the contractor niche, the home service niche, I just did it. I just started asking other agents like, hey, let me run your ads, YouTube ads for you, just to figure shit out. And I got it to work.
Hmm.
And then after that, I was like, we got it to Spanish ads. Like, holy shit, this is like a black ocean because there's real no competition with YouTube ads, and not a lot of people are doing Spanish ads in those verticals. So we were generating like hundreds of leads in those three verticals, and then we started training some agencies on it, and then making extra side money on that for consulting for our agency, and then after that, people just started hitting us up. It's like, hey, can you run our ads in home services? So we were doing like white label to get some business off of that as well. And then when we started doing data consulting, it's like, you know what? People are paying 5 grand to, people want more. Agencies want, advertisers, they want more than just Facebook ads. When they find out that, oh, you could do TikTok, YouTube, Google, and all this other ad platforms, it's like, yeah, sign us up. We'll pay you the $5,000. So that's how we started like increasing our revenue. It's just by offering more and then giving more value to that.
Well,
You
I like
know,
because I use you as an example a lot with our own stuff, right? Which is
Yeah.
using document don't create content. So like, I'm sorry, I'm hearing myself. So create content. Anyway, yeah, the document don't create content. I talk a lot about how you did that when you did this other stuff. You just started talking about how you do YouTube, you do TikTok, you do it for certain niches, right? And when you did that, it really started to get those other clients like you did a really good job of just talking about that thing without putting a lot of effort even into the content and how it attracted your customers. Can you talk a little bit about that? because it's a lot. Like we teach a lot about that through the Perfect Stranger method, and I talk a lot about the power of document content. You're often an example I will use specifically because of that.
Yeah, so being a media buyer for a bunch of different niches, like I take screenshots of the metrics, like the cost per lead and all this other stuff. So obviously I block out all the information, but I just like to show case studies. I like to show proof where like, look, I was able to generate like 20 leads doing YouTube ads for HVAC or roofing. It's like, how the hell do you even do that? Like, how do you even target people or find people to buy or fill out their information for roofing or HVAC? And I was like, it's great. You know, Cody teaches like, what's your scary offer, right? So that's the first thing I always think of is like, you know, I ask a client, it's like, you know, like for an example, like obviously I don't do ad management, so I could give this little secret out of like what a scary offer is for like HVAC.
Yeah.
So like, I would ask a client is like, hey, can you do cashback offers, right? Or can you do a discount? Like, yeah, I could do like a $2,000 discount off system. Okay, great. Can you turn that into real cash instead of just saying $2,000 off? Okay,
Yeah.
great. What if I take 1,000 and what if we could just drop ship an item off Amazon and like pick like let's say a barbecue set or a patio set or something worth $1,000 where we could just drop ship like a gift after the job is completed and give them $1,000 cash because homeowners like they pretty much we're just bribe. What's a good bribe, right? How can we bribe a homeowner to fill out our lead ad form? And then because our offer is, hey, we'll give you $2,000 cash back, or I'll give you a barbecue set plus $1,000 cash back. So I like to think of like e-com stuff of offers where you kind of like think of like bundles.
Yeah.
So I mix both of those together to be able to generate these leads both in English and in Spanish, and it worked. It just worked. So I'll just document all that stuff, show case studies of the metrics, and that's what I was known for. I was like, hey, can you run our ads on YouTube? I was like, yeah, pay up.
Yeah, and we had the pleasure of just like sitting down with Alvin and his partner Jason. We had the pleasure of just like sitting down with Alvin. It's the feedback. There's like that feedback. I think it might be in your end feedback. There you go. All right. Yeah, I think it was one of you guys in. But anyways, we had the pleasure of sitting down with these guys over at like a early dinner, if you will, earlier this week, and some of the stuff that they're doing from like the beginning journey, clearing the six figures in the first few months to now just like having six-figure months to now like what I'm most impressed about is like the deals that you guys are pumping and working, and you know your sales journey of the ideal prospect with these huge setup fees like $5,000 and $20,000 setup fees, but then equally with people willing to pay that money because the deals are out there for all you guys watching. It's all opportunities that you could be in front of that you may not be today, but your future could have those if that's your goal to get these bigger monster type of contracts. But now they're $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000 retainers, right? And now the best part about that conversation is like when we spoke and we did that one-on-one last time is like where are our lead sources where we can tackle people. You guys had come up with a good idea and a strategy of, well, if I get one of the deals in the door with this company, do they have a bunch of companies underneath them, like franchises, like the I'm not going to say the industry because that's your industry that I want you guys to dominate on, but there's like 90 locations and you guys are starting with a grouping of locations and you're getting the next group and the next group, and the future pace of the sale is already like pre-onboarding those other units, so you can rely on like, hey, like I'm honestly thinking that one client that you mentioned is going to be a 7-figure per year deal for you guys. Right. So we've gone from like tacos to serious fucking cash flow. And if you don't mind, if you can give a either a figure or a roundabout figure, how much are you guys doing in revenue now per month?
We're about like 80, about 80, 85 right now. We're gonna hit the 100,000 per month soon. We have a couple of like leads in the pipeline, um, which should be all we need is like maybe like 3 or 4 more deals to hit the 100,000, which should be pretty easy for us. We actually prefer finding large businesses who are actually actively buying data, right? Those are the businesses that will easily say yes to us. And then when we find other businesses that are doing like mass cold email, they also buy data. So those two little like business there, those are the people that we're attacking to sell our data to. And this one niche where we're actually onboarding 90 locations. Obviously, you can't do all 90 in 1 month. We have to like take bites every month of like, all right, let's take 6 locations this month, 4 locations the next month. So we're slowly progressing to that. Right now, we secured 9 out of the 90, and we actually got them to cancel their lead gen source. So you have like the thumbtacks or the home advisors for the
Mhm.
home service. For this niche, I'm not going to say the niche, but they decided to cancel it because they liked our data so much. So we were able to save them thousands of dollars because the way this company gets their leads, they share it with like 10 to 15 other companies for free. And then whoever closes the deal, they get the first month's payment of like 6 to 10 grand. So for every lead that they convert, we're able to save them that money. And we have a unique angle to get them this data and then take advantage of it by converting it, whether it's cold email or with ads. But they were able to cancel because of us. And then right now, that's just one angle. And then we have another client. So normally we were so used to like 25 to $5,000 retainer, but this one we've been working with them for about 3 years now, and then we're actually charging them about like a 50% of the ad spend, and we're actually managing over $150,000 a month on ads. So that's sometimes some months will be like a 22 to $25,000 monthly retainer just from one client. So that's
That's
like a huge
huge.
whale.
Yeah, I mean, and those of you guys that are out there, like any questions that you have, drop them in there. We're happy to answer them after we go through this live. And let's give a shout out to Alvin. I mean, look at the journey coming from leaving a full-time job, working there for 14 years. Think about the fear factor of like the comfort zone that he's been in, but then also the willingness that he had 2 jobs at once to get what he wanted out of life, right? To have that freedom. I mean, now that you're not working for a corporation, like you had a monster corporation that you worked for. Actually, I consulted for them. So I know them very, very well.
And I
Um,
saw you walking in the hallway. I just didn't know who you were. I was like,
oh,
who's
when
this
I
guy?
was at the Woodland Hills. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I
saw
remember I went to the
him.
into the meeting in that big room. I was intimidated actually. Like fucking president, CEO, chief revenue officer. It was kind of a fun thing. But go through the walk through the mindset because there's people out here listening right now that either created a jail cell for themselves around their box of the agency and they're kind of going in motion like almost like a rat race or a treadmill. And then there's other people that have been thinking about it and wanting to kind of commit to a side hustle but don't know where to get started. Like kind of walk through the process of like you went for 14 years, you're in your comfort zone, you had a good job, you had benefits, you didn't have to do this. Like why did you even decide to do this and how does it feel being free now?
It's just having the urge to wanting more. Like I had all these skills that I've harnessed since 1988. And it's just like just joining the GSD group, having you guys behind my back and kind of like unleashing like what I need, like the true potential of what I could be doing. Like that just opened up my eyes. It was like, okay, I need a partner up. I need a team of VAs, and now they're full time and we're paying them well, than other most agencies. But and having SOPs where like really I'm not really my team is doing a lot of the work. And that whole entrepreneurship is just like something I've always had in me. It's not, my parents, they're Filipinos, so they've had their businesses and everything else. It's just I had that in me where like I should be running a business. I shouldn't be working an IT job, corporate job. I like that was just my thing. It's like I need to be full time. Like, how do I do that? With like, if I didn't even join GSC, I probably still be in my IT job, obviously. So just having you guys by my back and the partnership and everything else, it's just like it was just time, and it happened pretty quickly too.
Yeah, no, it moved along very fast. Now that you're freshly minted as an entrepreneur, or at least you've been an entrepreneur, now you're like official. There's no corporate tag as W-2 or employee. You
Yeah,
eat what you catch now. So welcome to the club, of course, the full-time club. But how does it feel like waking up in the morning, doing your thing, maybe going for a walk whenever
yeah,
you fucking feel like it and don't have like a boss that wants to Zoom with you? Like, how does
yeah.
that feel now?
Yeah, it's like the first word is just freedom. You know, the hours of like when I could do things. Obviously, yeah, I'm a night owl. I usually
Mhm.
sleep like at 2. So, but I wake up at 7 a.m. to drop off my kids. But a lot of the work is like I'm here to like really just put out fires or any showstoppers, but training a team, managing a team that's doing a great job, it's just like it's great because now I have more free time to do what I want. Obviously, the next step for us is like hiring more account managers when we
Hmm.
scale up more businesses and acquire more clients. Is like we need to train more account managers. So if eventually Jason and I will be not will be out of our business, not in the business, where that's the next goal.
What's the big goal? Like I get the business ownership is a big leap because you'll turn into like the CEOs typically or the presidents are typically the salesperson. The number two in command is typically going to be the operations guy that does the day-to-day grunt work to make sure the team's on there. So your
Right.
goal is to replace yourself so people report back to you. So that's the business standpoint. Now, in terms of revenue standpoint, what's our big goal for 2024?
Our first goal is to hit that 100,000 and then eventually 200,000. And then we're adding another product where we're niching down into that 90 location niche.
Hmm.
So we could just do kind of like a pay per we're trying to get a percentage of that, which is going to be huge. So if we could tackle that niche using our data, then that would be huge. And then maybe in a couple of years, try to sell a company or exit off that once we build out a really big book of business. So that's like the future goal is to sell the business or the book
Hmm.
as a data consulting company.
Very cool. Yeah, we still like that list that when we did our one-on-one with you, me and Jason, like last month or month before, I put down a list of names. We got to hit that list because there's some people on that list that have some juicy contacts for you guys. A
Yeah,
lot in professional sports too, like Major League Soccer especially. Um,
nice.
so we'll tackle that after this. So that's good. So now you mentioned something before, but I didn't hear it properly really. Like if you didn't join the GSD, like where would things kind of land up for you had you not found us or made that move?
I'd probably still be, I mean, I'll probably still partner up with Jason. It's just more of like, it'll probably take longer, right? Like right now we just pay, it's like, I like to pay for shortcuts now, right? Like I don't have time to learn or figure things out. I was like, give me a coach that could show me this right away, or show me an advanced media buyer, and I'll pay them to show me a good angle or strategy or tactic where I can reduce some KPIs or something for our consulting clients, right? Like obviously we're not doing any ads management for no more, but if I could spot a hole in the ship and I could fix it because I learned something from you guys or another advanced person or coach to fix those solutions, it just gives us extra value that we could provide for these clients. Again, I just like shortcuts and I'll pay for the shortcuts.
Yeah, I mean that's we don't live long enough to make all the mistakes, so we want to enjoy our lives as much as possible. Because to me, and this is just my perspective, is that like I can't get yesterday back, but I can make more money.
Yeah, it's like I'll pay for the shortcut and I know I'm going to make that money back pretty quickly anyway. So
Mhm.
that's how I think of it now.
If you can calculate your return on investment from what it is from the GSD to where you are now, what would that number kind of look like if you had to kind of think about it?
Holy shit. I would say 2 years ago. I don't know if, like I'm pretty sure I feel like we've made over like 300-400 grand, I think. It's just like, and then I'm not going to give the price of like how much I paid for G
Hmm.
back then, but it's just obviously over like 500,000, I would think, in return. It's just like, again, I want to learn fast, move fast, I like to take action. That's the other thing too, is like I'm not like a perfectionist. So I'll build out things pretty quickly, even though I know it might not look good. I want to test offers quickly. I want to test funnels quickly. And if something works, I can always pay a designer to make it prettier or whatnot. But again, like invest the money. If I were to tell somebody, invest the money or whatever you could afford, finance it if you can, and then just work at it, take action because there's companies out there they'll pay 5 grand if for Google, YouTube, all the ad platforms. They want more exposure, they want more impressions, right? And then just come up with a really badass offer because that's how you're going to get these leads. And then obviously work the back end where do they need a call center? How are you going to handle the nurturing, the appointment booking, all that other stuff? So obviously make your mistakes, but learn from it. That's
Yeah,
the only way you're gonna go faster.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I buy the shortcuts is a key term we'll use on as a theme for today. But like, let's just say somebody's out there right now, they're struggling or they want to level up, and they've seen some of our stories, they might be familiar with us or even new to us, but something's been blocking them. Like, what do you tell that person who's considering joining the GSD that hasn't just yet to get them off the fence? What do you tell them?
Um, I would say obviously consume all the free content that you guys are giving. The all the stuff that I've consumed from you guys, it helped. And then, it's like, what can I do to help improve something in your skill set? So again, sales, that's what I sucked at. So I joined you guys. I learned some sales. I started, obviously being an IT guy, I'm a nerd. I don't really like talking to people. So that was my weakness. And then when I started learning from sales from you guys, that's how I started getting paying clients, more paying clients. So again, consume the freebies, but again, if you're real serious, making real money or better money, get coaching, just pay for it, finance it, borrow the money. And again, they'll teach you what they need, what you need to know. And just know there's companies out there that'll pay 3 grand, 5 grand out there. And don't be scared. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much opportunity, and it's like it's either seize it or somebody else gets it, really, right? I mean, because I mean, when you walk around the streets and the strip malls, and all you marketers, you're probably thinking the same thing that everybody thinks. If they used my service, they would thrive. I can crush it for them. But then the cat got your tongue syndrome comes over, where you don't step into that building and talk and make offers or spark up any conversation. So that's the kind of the skills that we teach people. Like even today, I was fucking around with Cody while we were going to get lunch, and I said, "Pull out your phone, be my D-Rock, and film me." We just cold called, got a hold of a chamber of commerce because somebody said chambers. I'm like, you know what? Let me just show them how easy this is to get to the big kahuna at any business. It starts with Google it, find the name of the company, hit the call button, it dials. The person answers, get some information, find out who to talk to, get their information, and then call back, ask for that person, then start the meeting. It's pretty easy, and you get in rhythm. You do that 100 times in the week or the day or however many dials you want to make. That's where your income's going to lie. Pretty simple stuff. We take the frightening part out of the call and help people just really come up with getting comfortable in their own skin as an entrepreneur, but then we take it and move you into a zone you've never been. And that's a little bit outside the comfort zone. And that's where the success is. Because if we're doing things every day that keeps us stuck of where we are and we never grow, but we have goals, but those goals keep getting pushed back by date by 2025 and 2026, et cetera. Disaster could strike, timing could be off because there's never a good timing other than now, right? Because my dad always says, winners do it now. In fact, I just found all of his personal development tapes. They're all cassettes and they're all VHS videos. So I was just asking if I'm like, do you guys even have a cassette player or VHS thing so I can watch all these old school Tony Robbins tapes from when Tony Robbins looked like he was about 21 years old when he was just kicking his business off. But yeah, that the action takers always are going to win. And I think everybody kind of knows that by now because we've all made indecisions. And then when we look back, we're like, shoot, I shoulda, I woulda, I coulda. But if we take that away and say I did, then we just keep doing and growing. So, Alvin, man, thanks for hopping on here, man. Any words of wisdom from either you or Cody that you want to end with?
Obviously, if you have a job, keep working your job. I mean, obviously, I have a wife and 2 kids. I kept at it because, insurance purposes, obviously. Get better at, with your skills, whether it's sales or tech or being a badass media buyer. When you join GSD, or if you do decide to join GSD again, like my side was more on the Cody side because I'm a media buyer, and then he'll teach you rapid fire system, how to make your scary offers. Now they're getting into the AI and the bots, which is great. Um, and then obviously if you want more sales, then Raul, I recommend him. The way he teaches sales, it's really different. He just likes to ask really these awesome questions to get you thinking, and then he'll lead you or that person to say yes, like let's sign up, like don't waste any time. Just he likes to pursue, he's really good at persuasion. That's the thing, right? If I could persuade someone to click on my ad, and my goal there is to persuade someone to, get you to buy something.
Yeah, and
So
I appreciate that. Anything from you, Cody, as we end this?
Just that I want everybody to take inspiration from this. Like, I know there's lots of people in our audience and lots of people that talk to us all the time that, don't necessarily think they have the time to do the thing. I mean, this guy just told you he worked a full-time job, has kids, is married, and still managed to do it by A, just doing it and getting shit done, but also B, by leveraging other people's time, other people's expertise, so that the limitation on his own times didn't have to affect him as much because he was able to buy the fast pass from somewhere else, whether that's from us or from somebody else. That's how you got to do it, to lean into it and to create the life that you want. And now this guy was able to get out of the corporate life completely, get rid of that job, and live the life he wanted by just starting, doing step one and getting shit done. So hopefully you guys can drop some love for Alvin. Alvin, hashtag whatever, just drop some hearts, do whatever you want. Say thank you. The man was finally able to come on here, show his face, and give you guys the deets. So I'm super pumped about it.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Cody.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hashtag Alvin. And if you want to connect with us, go ahead and do so. I dropped the link so you can watch a video. You'll see a lot of other student stories just like Alvin. We're the kind of people that the riskiest thing that people are going to do is not make the most out of their opportunities. This could be one of them. If you want to learn about what we do, how we do it, etc., the link is in the chat or in the live stream there. You can click it, watch the videos, and then if you want to book a call, there's an opportunity to do so there. And one last thing is that when you book a call with us, you won't get pregnant or you won't die. I promise you that. You'll only learn information that can make your life better. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for spending the time to watch that amazing training. Like I mentioned previously, my intention is for you not just to watch that training, but if you got something out of it, if you think this information is useful, I want you to continue that journey with us. And you can do that in a couple of ways. One, I want you to smash that subscribe button so that you get notified every single time we put another one of these out, which will be at minimum once to twice per week. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and click that next video right there beside you so that you can dive in and get shit done. Hope to see you out there.